have it all. I can have it all.
Hi, this is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have some paper with me today. In this episode, we are going to talk about one of the elements that I teach in the Abundance Principle coaching program, which is inside the Quantum Success Learning Academy. One of the exercises that I have participants go through is really knowing what is the difference between attracting and repelling energy. You have to remember you're manifesting every moment of every day. And you do that by whether you're having an attractive quality or a repelling quality. So there's several things. There's actually a list of 42 things that actually are the opposite. Repel or attract things to you. That would be the opposite. Attract or repel things to you. So I wanted to share a few of them with this list because I hope that it really opens your mind to what is attractive in the way of bringing things to you in your life and what actually repels things from you. And when you know these and you become aware of them, then when you do them, you can shift it. And then that actually shifts the energy and therefore what you manifest in your life. So one of the ones I wanted to really focus on is believing in yourself and that it's never too late to do the things that you want to do in life. The opposite, the repelling perspective or belief, is that it's too late. So whatever you want to do in your life, whether you want to take that dream vacation, whether you want to change a career, have your ideal body, change your entire financial relationship and create the true abundance that you want. If you feel like, it's too late for me. I'm in my 40s, I haven't, saved any money, I'm always in debt, I'm never going to get out of debt. That is a very repelling quality to abundance, and that will continue to be your reality. But if on the other hand, I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, I don't care how old you are, if you can say, you know what, in this moment, right now, this is the first moment of the rest of my life. I don't know how much more time I'm going to get. You could have 5 minutes, you could have 50 years. You don't know. When you start to change and shift in this moment, saying that, you know what, I can have what I want. It's not too late. I have what it takes to shift things around. You then shift the energy and you start becoming attractive to all the things that you want and desire. So I'm just going to pick a few more just to give you this perspective. This is huge. Having a clear intent and a directed will is very attractive versus vague or undefined goals. I always like to say that the universe supports those that are clear. When you are clear on where you're going and then you have that focus of that intention, the universe completely aligns and supports you in that vision. But if you're wishy-washy and don't really know and maybe that and I don't know and very unclear in what you want and desire, the universe doesn't give you anything because it doesn't know what to give you. I always use an example that when Frederick and I first built our first home together, we had this big blank backyard. And I had said to him, we were looking out in the yard, and I said, if you could create anything, like crazy using your imagination, if you could create anything in the backyard, what would you like to create? And he goes, I'd like to have a pool of money in the backyard. And I took a step back and I went, okay, I'm the universe. I don't even know how to start. Do you want an Olympic-sized pool? Do you want a little kiddie pool? Do you want $100 bills in there or pennies? It's really important to be clear about what you want. The other thing I say is you could go into a restaurant. If you've ever been to like a Cheesecake Factory, there's so many different chicken recipes on the menu. So you go in there and go, I'll have the chicken. The waiter's going to look at you and go, what kind of chicken? The piccata? The chicken parmesan, the chicken with broccoli. Which chicken are you wanting? So the more specific you can get, the better, because now the waiter knows, she wants that, puts the order in, the chefs go cook it. So that's a really important thing to know, that things might not be manifesting for you because you're not clear. You don't have that focused and guided intent. So the third one I want to share with you is following your joy. You know, Joseph Campbell always said, follow your bliss. That is an extremely attractive quality. Find where your joy goes, because one of the other ones in here is that focusing on the goal, just the goal, is a very repelling quality if you don't focus on the journey to get to the goal. When you're focused on the joy of doing something versus the shoulds and the have-tos, if you've ever been listening to me for a while, you know I always talk about don't focus on what you have to do or what you should. Don't should on yourself. There's so many options in this universe. And when you say, oh, I have to do this or I should do this, it really does limit what your options are and how you feel about what you're going to be doing. But if you look for the place of doing something joyfully, it could be doing laundry. You're joyfully doing this exercise instead of I got to, I should, I have to. It's a very different energy. It changes the difference between what you attract and what you repel. One other one that I want to share with you is that looking for ways that only you can win is a very repelling quality. But if you look for ways that everybody can win, that is a very attractive quality. That, for me, was one of the biggest changes in my level of abundance, because I grew up in a family that was super competitive. I was compared to my sister, my cousin. My mom would constantly compare herself to, and her husband, to how much money he made versus the neighbors versus the people at the tennis club. She was always comparing. And therefore, it was like someone had to win the comparison. It was a competition. Someone had to win and someone had to lose. So I grew up with that. I grew up with the belief that, you know what, someone's going to have to lose because someone's going to win, and it's not going to be me. So it was always coming from that place of, I got to do better, I got to be better, so that in the end, someone would lose. And I did that a lot with my sister, where I would try to upstage her or do something better so that I would feel more superior to prove my worthiness. But now I know, because I'm now steeped in an abundance mentality, that every single person can win. It doesn't matter what scenario you're in business, for example. Everybody can win. When I am doing these shows for you, everybody wins. You are receiving information for free of tons of value. I get to share my message. Everybody wins. So think about it from the perspective, because repelling energy is very competitive and comparative, and it's totally out of alignment with abundance. But when you can be in a place of, I'm enough, I'm showing up as me, I'm giving value, and this value is going to help other people win, help other people succeed, help other people achieve abundance. Whatever it is, whatever I'm giving out, it's going to help others too in their life, because the truth is, in this abundant universe, every single one of us can win. Every single one of us has the birthright. We are deserving to create the lives of our dreams, to have what we want. I wrote the book, The Art of Having It All, because I truly believe that we all have a definition within ourselves of what having it all is for us. My definition might be different than yours, but by me having my definition, all the things that I consider having my it and my all, it doesn't take away from yours, and yours doesn't take away from mine. It's an abundant universe where we can all thrive, and we can all live to our fullest potential if we allow ourselves to. And one of the ways is allowing yourself to be in alignment with abundance and coming from the consciousness and being aware of the energy that you're giving off that actually attracts things to you instead of repels things from you. So I hope that you found this helpful. Like I said, this information is in the Abundance Principle Coaching Program, which has now been designed into a video program. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. Inside the Quantum Success Learning Academy, which is 6 programs to help you change every aspect of your life. Thank you so much for watching. I do so appreciate you, and I just want you to know how truly abundant and amazing you are. Thank you. So as always, the best discussions happen after the episode at ChristyWhitman.com, where you can join my community, which I call my family. You'll receive free teleseminars, webinars, ebooks, videos, and much more just by being part of the community. Did you like this video? Then subscribe and share it with everybody you know. Check out these other related videos to help you get inspired and informed.